Steve Araujo here with the Bass Hang, and this is your weekly 3. And I am going to talk strings. And I'm going to talk DR strings. They are my go-to choice of strings. I've been using them for years. I've tried a lot of different sets and sometimes tried different sets. I get sent different manufacturers' string sets to me, and I always go back to DRs. And DRs, you can check it out. So let me talk about a few different sets. On the Marco bass here, I have the Neon Blues, and they are coated strings, and for years and years, I was not into coated strings. But they have found a way to keep the brightness and the longevity, the life of the string, and I really, really like them. I'm very happy with them, and they look really, really cool. As you can tell, they're blue. And they make a lot of different colors. I think they make a pink, a red, black, blue, and a lot of different colors. So I put them on this bass about 6 days ago, and since then I've done a couple of gigs. I've done a clinic, and I did an event where a lot of people were touching this bass, playing this bass, fiddling with it, doing their thing, slapping, popping. And it's the strings have really kept up. Kept their life and brightness, and I really, really like them. So I believe on this bass, I'm gonna now do the neons, either the blues like that are on here, or the reds. I'll try different sets out. But to me, their brightness level, they're with the lowriders, if you're familiar with the lowriders, which are not as bright as their high beams. They're a little bit darker, and that's what I would compare them to. So I compare the neons to the lowriders in terms of brightness. So I'm going to play a couple of other basses. Again, this is these are the neons on this bass, which I really like. And let me get another bass out. All right. So guys, this is my Squier Jazz bass, and on here I have. Oh, and let me say one more thing. On my Marco bass, the neons, the gauges that I usually use are 45, 65, 85, 105. Yeah, 45, 65, 85, 105. And then on the 5-string, I'll use a 45, 65, 85, 105, 125. For me, that just seems to be a great gauge, and it works for me. So you may want to experiment, but it works for me. So on this bass, these are the high beams, DR high beams. So as you can tell, for me, I think that these strings are a little brighter. Actually, they're a lot brighter. So depending on the bass, I'll try them on different basses. I tried different string sets on different basses, and certain string sets suit certain basses better, I think. That's my opinion. So on this bass, I like a nice bright set of strings, hence I went for the high beams. So I'm really happy with them. They've always been consistent. Again, I can't say enough good stuff about DR strings. I really like them. So again, those are the high beams on this bass. Let me get one more bass. All right, guys, so this is an old P bass. And on here, I have some old Marcus Miller fat beams, which are, let me find them, bam, right here. These are the fat beams of Marcus Miller's, which I really, really think are super close to the tone and the brightness of the lowriders. Actually, these are not super old. They're probably about 6 or 7 months old. And again, gauge-wise, 45, 65, 85, 105. the Marcus Miller high beams, or sorry, Marcus Miller fat beams, and they are about 6 months old. So on this bass, I kind of like a little bit not so bright, not as bright as the high beams. I like them a little bit less bright, so I either use the low riders on this bass or the fat beams, which I think are kind of equal. So, and if you want to hear it. So that's the fat beams slapped on a P bass. So, kind of to wrap it up, I tried the neon strings. I really like them. They're killer. These are the lowriders which I use, and I actually kind of equate them to the Marcus Millers in terms of brightness. They're both pretty similar. And then I don't have a box, but the high beams are the other set that I really like, and that's what's on my Squier. And those are probably the brightest strings that they make. And again, on some basses, I really, really like them. So anyways, I hope that helps. And I want to just give a big, big thank you to DR because they always support and are a big supporter of the Bass Hang. And they've helped out with some events with providing some strings for these events for giveaways. So I cannot begin to thank them enough. So anyways, until the next Weekly 3, we'll see you later.